Think about what kind of kid you want to be. Hi,
Do it.
guys. This is Riley.
And Brycen.
Back with another episode of Goats in the Making, where we talk about game-changing stories of life, sports, and faith.
On today's episode, we're excited to introduce you to none other than Coach Tyler Gillum.
Boom, boys. What's up?
Coach Gillum is the dynamic cowboy boot-wearing head coach of the Savannah Bananas. He was born and raised in Ada, Oklahoma, where he began his baseball journey at Lada High School. He attended Seminole State Junior College, followed by East Central University, where he earned a degree in kinesiology and a master's in education with an emphasis in sports administration. Gillum began coaching at South Mountain Community College in Phoenix, where he spent 11 years as associate head coach and director of exercise science, leading the team to national success, including the leading county stolen bases in 2017 and ranking second in fielding percentage in 2018. In 2018, he became head coach of the Bananas, guiding them back to CPL championships in 2021 and 2022. Gillum also played a key role in creating Banana Ball rules.
Gillum's Bet on Yourself initiative reflects his commitment to fostering self-confidence and encouraging others to pursue their passions, with the goal of positivity impacting 1 million people, highlighting the value of self-belief and community support. Beyond coaching, Gillum serves as a keynote speaker where he shares his insights on culture, team building, and infield development. He is married and have a young son, Camden.
Coach Gillum, are there any other things our guests should know about you?
Dude, that was phenomenal, boys. Thank you guys for that intro. And yeah, man, I've been on this journey for a long time. I was just like you guys, falling in love with the game of baseball and dogpiling when I was 10 years old. That was my first ever dogpile. I was in Stroud, Oklahoma. We were at the OK Kids 10 and under state championship. We ended up winning and we dogpiled, and that was the first ever dogpile I was ever a part of. And so, man, that's being in y'all's shoes and you guys doing this podcast. I'm proud of you and you guys are doing awesome. And thanks for that intro. Yeah, I'd love to share more. Let's dive in, boys.
Okay. We like to start off by getting to know our guests with a few this or that and rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Let's roll.
Cook at home or go out to eat?
Ooh, I love to cook at home. Steaks, potatoes. My wife is half Italian, half Puerto Rican, boys. So that means she can cook like nobody's business. And yeah, I love cooking at home. I like going out too and trying new things. I'm all in on trying different types of food, different types of restaurants. As you guys know, the Bananas are all about customer service and being fans first in everything we do. And so I like to go out to cities and try different restaurants just to see what the customer experience is like, just so we can possibly learn something from them and bring it back to the Bananas. So yeah, I like to do both, but cooking at home is probably the most fun.
What's your favorite stadium from the 2024 tour?
Oh man, probably Fenway. Fenway, like I'm a Red Sox fan. We got to see the bones inside of Fenway Park. You know, we signed the Green Monster. We got to go behind the scenes and see all of it. And so being in that historic national, just every legendary baseball player has played in Fenway. So that was cool. But one that's close to my heart too is Oklahoma City, just because that's home for me. And my dad actually got to watch me coach for the first time. And then I had tons of friends and family there in Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City was a blast.
Fenway was my favorite because I went there with my cousins. I was sad that the Bananas lost though.
I was too, boys. I was too. Man, we had some cool moments though. I mean, we had Papelbon there, Bill Lee threw again. You know, Bill Lee's 76 years old. Mitch Moreland joined us and had an absolute blast. We had some really cool moments and we just barely didn't pull that one out, but overall it was an awesome experience. And our owner, Jesse, he's from Massachusetts area, so his lifelong goal, you know, when he was your age, was to play in Fenway, and to eventually it was to sell out Fenway. And so to watch his dreams come true of selling out Fenway was pretty cool. And I was pumped you guys were able to be a part of that too.
Yeah. My mom got tickets for Fenway this year, and we're gonna go on the Green Monster.
Let's go, boys. Yeah, that Green Monster is something unique.
Yeah.
That's sweet. And I'm sure, Riley, you live down there in Fort Myers. You've probably seen that minor league complex where it's the replica, it's the mini Fenway, right? So like it's gonna be cool. You guys are gonna have a blast.
Mhm. My other favorite was Tampa because John Cena was there. I was there. It was fun.
I know. Did you guys know I wrestled John Cena that day? I'm just kidding. I didn't. He would have whooped my butt. Nah, that was cool. That was a surprise. Our owner, Jesse Cole, had that connection and surprised everybody. We had Stilts was crying when he saw John Cena because John Cena is his hero. And so it was a real cool moment for all of us. John Cena, A+ human, great dude, just talking with everybody the entire time. Got to take an at bat with us. Fans loved it. But Tampa's one of my favorite cities. I love the Yankees AAA or minor league facility there. They do a great job. It's a great player development setup. I've got a lot of good buddies with the Yankees, and so we got to hang out with those guys over there. So I love that Tampa area and that stadium too.
Dogs or cats?
Dog guy. We don't need any meows. We need some dogs. I got 2 dogs. I got a German Shepherd, and I got a half pug, half Chihuahua. That's my wife's dog. She's the princess. Her name's Roxy, and the other dog's name's Sadie. So they rule the roost, boys.
Mhm. I have a dog. She is a black doodle.
A black doodle. Those dogs look really, really cool. Curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do
We
you
call
got,
it
Riley?
we call her Pepper because so she has black. She's black, but she has like white spots over here, and over here.
I love that. Riley, do you got any dogs or cats?
I have a dog and a cat. I just got a dog, a new one, last week, and I have a cat too.
What kind of dog is it? Do you know?
A Doberman.
Doberman. Heck yeah. That's awesome, boys.
What's your favorite Bible verse?
Man, I'd probably have to say Philippians 4:13. We can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. And the cool thing about that is what a lot of people don't talk about is the verse directly after that. And it basically talks about handling all things, good or bad, that come your way. It's a lot of people think that verse means that you can overcome anything, and you're the strongest, and no matter what, you can win everything. But it's actually talking about being content in whether you're in a good situation or a bad situation, because God's on your side. And if you trust in Him, you're going to have faith in Him, things are going to work out. And I think that's an important piece, because through life there's obstacles, boys. There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows, right? And sometimes there's times where you're just on cloud nine, right? And then there's some times where you're grieving, and there's things that don't happen that you might lose a game or lose a loved one, or things just don't go well and you're in that grief stage. But no matter what, you can do all things through Christ, which strengthen you. And so that's kind of what it's all about. That's one of my favorite verses, because it's like one of those mental verses of no matter what I'm dealing with in life, like I'm strong enough to get through it, and it's a good perspective.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite cake flavor?
Ooh, favorite cake flavor. I'm a cheesecake guy, boys. I need a good strawberry cheesecake after that steak. I could go for that. Yeah, that's what I'd go through. Cheesecake, boys. Strawberry cheesecake.
Finish this thought. If I'm not at the baseball field, I'm probably
Thinking about being at the baseball field. I've got a shirt that actually says, I would rather be at the baseball field. Boys, I've lived at the baseball field. I think the baseball field is like my cathedral. It's my happy place. It's my oxygen. Baseball has given me so much in life. It's where I found the most joy. It's given me tons of friends and experiences in life moments. And anytime when I was y'all's age, anytime I was having a bad day or something wasn't going right, every time I would get to the ball field and be practicing or hanging out with my buddies, I was always at my that was like the peak of happiness for me. And so it's always brought me back to going to the ball field. I hope you guys, seems like you guys love going to the ball field that much too.
Yeah.
I'll throw this in there. I spend a ton of time with my wife and kid, and when I'm not when I'm not at the ball field, I'm hanging out with Camden, who just turned 4 years old, boys, and he's learning those trick plays just like you guys are. And maybe in the future, you guys are playing banana ball, and he's at banana ball camp, and you guys get to coach him up.
Plane trips or road trips?
Man, I love traveling, period. I've always been on the go since I was little, and I like the bus trips though. I would say the bus trips, there's a lot of core memories that happen on bus trips. Even though people are like, I don't know if I want to go on a bus trip, it might be 8, 10 hours. I tell you what, one of my favorite things to do is just go on a road trip, period, whether that's in a car. I joke with my wife all the time about getting a RV and or a camper van and literally just taking off and going for 2 or 3 weeks and living in a van. So I'm all in on the road trips. I love flying too. Flying's cool, but the core memories of the travel, it's kind of the journey, boys. Like the journey's all a part of it. Some people just want to skip to the end, and that's what happens when you take flights. But if you go from point A to point B and you're traveling on a bus or in a car, you get to experience the journey. If you take a flight, miss out on that journey.
I don't really like driving because I feel like it just takes too long. I feel like I feel like it feels longer.
Oh, it does. It does.
I'm going to New York for Christmas, and we we're driving, and I feel like it's gonna take us 2 days, and on a plane it would take maybe one.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you were in a plane, it would literally probably take you 6 to 8 hours to get from point A to point B. Maybe 10 if you had a one stop, right? If you're going from Florida to New York driving, it's probably going to take you 2 days. It's probably going to be like 2 8-hour trips. But the core memories of going on that trip and like the stops you're going to make, I had so many of those when I was your age, when my grandparents took us from Oklahoma to Tennessee or Oklahoma to Galveston, Texas, or when I was 12 years old, we literally went to California for 2 weeks and drove up and down the coast, which was unforgettable moment. And so, soak all those in. There's pros and cons to both, right? If you fly, it's going to get there faster, but there's a lot of cool core memories that you're going to be able to have on driving too. So enjoy those.
Yeah. What's your favorite Dalton Malden song?
Man, do you have to say Mishy Love You? Maybe. I like Cherry Lime, to be honest with you. Cherry
Yeah.
Lime's fun. That's probably my go-to. What's your favorite Dalton Malden song?
Uh, Cherry
Cherry
like honey.
Yeah. Those
Cherry
are
Lime, like ever since I like started really listening to Dalton Malden songs, it's just my favorite.
Oh yeah.
So my brother's a super fan of Dalton Malden, and he's in control of the music in the car. So my mom looked at 2024 the the song artist of the month,
Yeah.
and Dalton was every single month in the year. He was every single one.
I love it. I'm sure Dalton's fired up about that. That's some good vibes all the way around.
Yeah.
City or country?
Oh, I'm a country boy, guys. I'm from Ada, Oklahoma. It's a small town. There's actually 17,000 people in the town, but I live 30 minutes outside of town in the middle of nowhere. My closest neighbor was almost a mile away from me. So we live in the sticks. I like it. from just like growing up, being able to go outside, do whatever you want. But I will say I like living life in the fast lane. So when you're in a bigger city, like when I moved to Phoenix and I coached in Phoenix for 12 years, I really like the fast pace and the networking and being able to do multiple things. Where in small towns in the country, sometimes you get bored, but there's pros and cons of both.
Yeah. Pancakes, French toast, or waffles?
Eggs, eggs, boys, eggs for breakfast, protein, baby.
Yep. Okay. I have one more question. What's the craziest thing someone's ever asked you to sign?
Let's see here. Craziest thing. Man, I've signed a ton of foreheads. I've probably signed 1,000 Crocs. What was cool, we auctioned off my boots on the cruise. Did you guys see my boots on the cruise at all?
Yeah.
Kid named Ethan bought those and I autographed those. So that was cool. I really enjoyed doing that. How about this? My own baseball card. So when I was y'all's age, man, I collected baseball cards, me and my cousin. My cousin still has a card shop in Ada, Oklahoma, and we had over 1 million cards. So we had baseball cards everywhere growing up. And so actually having my own baseball card and signing my own baseball card, that's pretty cool. And probably the craziest thing because I never thought I would have a baseball card.
Me and Riley saw those and we were like, maybe we should make a card. So me and Riley made cards of us.
Yeah, you guys gave those to us, I believe. Those things were sweet. I love that you guys are doing that.
Jackson said that the craziest thing he's ever signed was a fake leg.
Yes, I love that. You never know what you're going to find in Banana Land. Whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. That fits perfect in Banana Land. Just sign a bunch of crazy things.
We're going to move on and ask some questions about your baseball journey.
Okay.
What made you choose to coach banana ball? How is coaching banana ball different than coaching regular baseball?
Yeah, so I started coaching in 2009. I started coaching college baseball 2009, East Central University, coached there for 2 years. And then I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. So I was trying to become a D1 baseball coach at that time. So I thought I needed to do three things, boys. I needed to learn, grow, and network. Learn, grow, and network. So those were my three principles. And so I said, where's the best place that I can learn how to be a better coach, grow, get responsibility, and then network? Who can I surround myself that is smarter than me, that has more connections than me, that's going to make me better? I thought that was Phoenix, Arizona. So I moved to Phoenix, boys. When I moved to Phoenix, my goal was to coach as many baseball games as possible. So I started coaching summer baseball. And that was in the summer of 2012. I was coaching in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That was my first head coaching gig. And I coached about 50 games that summer. Did it again the next summer in 2013. Then in 2014, I went to Texas and I coached there for 3 summers. And then I went to the Cape for 2017. And then this is how the Bananas come in. My buddy was the first head coach of the Bananas. So 2017, I go to the Cape Cod. So the Cape Cod League is one of the best collegiate summer leagues in the country. And I met a guy named Adam Virant there. You guys know Viro. Viro coaches with me on the Bananas. And me and Viro were sitting around a breakfast table, eating eggs, not pancakes. And we were scrolling Twitter at the time, and the Bananas were going viral because a guy named Sean West ended up going viral. He was the first head coach of the Bananas. He got thrown out of a game. And so this thing's going viral. And I was following because I was friends with Sean West. And Sean called me that next year and said, "Hey, I'm leaving, but we're trying to find the next Bananas coach. Do you want to do it?" And so that's where the Bananas started, boys. And then it transitioned us into creating the Banana Ball rules in 2018. And then we developed and evolved the game in 2019 and 20. Then in 21, we took the show on the road, did the One City World Tour. 2022, the trajectory of Banana Ball expanded. and we did 7 cities, 16 games, sold all those out. And in April of 2022, our social media went crazy. ESPN was following us. They were creating Banana Land, the 5-episode series on Hulu. It was on ESPN Plus too. The trajectory was crazy. So, Brycen, you were talking about like what made me want to do it. It was the impact of the fans and the demand from fans of something that we created at one time in 2018, and then it evolved into something where it was kind of undeniable, and we had to go all in on Banana Ball. And I believed it because everything we were doing was fans first. And after every Banana Ball game, we had fans come up to us and say, "Hey, this is the most fun that I've ever had at a sporting event." So I knew we were onto something. And so in life, you got to, like my shirt says, bet on yourself sometimes, Brycen, and believe and go all in. And, we had a vision for what this thing is going to look like, and we're living out that journey and vision right now. So that's why I went all in on Banana Ball.
Mm-hmm. Do you think having a designated runner gave you guys the advantage?
Yeah, I definitely think it's an advantage. As we go into next year, every team's going to have a designated runner. And so as Banana Ball builds, we created that role. That wasn't a real role in baseball, right? And so Malachi was the first one to ever do it, and Flash is going to be, he's a pioneer for the designated runners, and now every single team, all 4 teams going into 2025, they're going to have designated runners too as well. So yeah, I think it helps to score runs, which fans want to see runs scored. So it makes it more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Banana Ball has a lot going outside of the actual game. I love to do fun walk-ups and mini dances while pitching on my own travel ball team, but it can be hard to balance having fun being focused. How can you make sure that players lock in when it comes down to time to play?
Yeah, so I created a motto in 2018, Riley, called Flip the Switch. So what I noticed was we wanted to be really good on the field, but we also wanted to impact fans. And so how could we go back and forth without the loss of enthusiasm or focus and make sure we perform on a high level in both areas? And so we created this motto called Flip the Switch. And what we were trying to do is when it's time to focus on the baseball side of it, like lock in and go. And then once you kind of flip the switch and go, hey, you might be in the stands giving a rose to a little girl or doing a promo or a walk up, whatever it is, you flip the switch and get into that entertainment mode, right? And so it's not easy. These guys are professionals at it. They've had a lot of practice at it. And so just like anything else, you got to practice, you got to put the work in and have the right mental attitude. And the goal is just to be locked in the moment every single pitch. So if you can play the game pitch by pitch, we talk about trying to play a banana ball game moment by moment and making every single moment where you're focused so it can be the best of its ability.
Mm-hmm.
What's the coolest thing anyone has done at a tryout to catch your attention? How can youth athletes stand out on their own teams?
Yeah, so Jesse wrote a book back in the day that's called Find Your Yellow Tux, and he started wearing his yellow tux every day. And that was back in 2017. And in 2019, I started wearing boots on the field. And then now you see guys doing backflips. You got stilts pitching on stilts and hitting on stilts. You got Matt Wolf doing 18 different trick plays. Probably Matt Wolf, at the tryout year 1 of him doing 18 different trick pitches, that was impressive, boys. He was in a rodeo clown outfit. He's doing cartwheels and somersaults and pitching all over the place. And everybody was kind of jaw on the floor. That was pretty cool. I think as it's evolved on all of these tryouts, it's what's their character. We've had people show up in helmets and wear helmets the whole time. We've had guys show up and be able to do acrobatics and backflips that we never thought was possible before on a baseball field. And so we're truly amazed at every one of the tryouts as it keeps getting bigger and bigger and better. And these players keep getting better and better and better too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is the most important characteristic of an athlete? Do you value character or skill more?
Character, no doubt. Character, no doubt. We can build skill. Skill can be developed, but it's the character that's going to get you where you need to go, Really, it's the character that's going to get you to your ceiling, and it's that work ethic. We always look for guys that are really tough, so that's one of the characteristics that I love. The 5 characteristics that I look for in Bananas when I started recruiting is number 1, talented. They had to be talented. They had to be able to play. Number 2 was toughness. Number 3 was hardworking, somebody that's going to show up every day and put the work in. Number 4 is going to be selfless. All right. So you're going to be a leader, you're going to serve, you're going to give. And then number 5 is going to be outgoing. So somebody that's not scared to get on stage, sing, dance, do those types of things. So yeah, get out of your comfort zone. I've got this little saying that's basically on the other side of fear is greatness. So do the things that you fear, and good things are going to happen to you, boys.
Yep. Do you think it's better to focus on one position or try to play multiple positions or even multiple sports as a youth player?
As a youth player, I think the 2 most important things that you can do is figure out how to understand body awareness and discipline, right? And so something that I recommend young players to do is do gymnastics and do jujitsu. Those 2 things are going to create one. Gymnastics is going to teach you body awareness. As you can see, a lot of our banana ball players are doing backflips and acrobatics. Playing baseball in general, as a hitter, you need to understand rhythm and timing and being athletic and core strength. That's what gymnastics is going to do for you. And then on the other side of that is jujitsu. So jujitsu is going to teach you some toughness, and it's also going to give you a ton of confidence. And so confidence is one of the biggest things in baseball, as well as that toughness piece, being able to, defend yourself going against somebody that's probably bigger or stronger than you, and really facing those battles are going to help you as you are training for baseball and playing baseball. So that would be my recommendation, is get into gymnastics and get into jiu-jitsu, boys. Those 2 things are going to help you develop.
Yeah.
One of the goals of our podcast is to learn how to be leaders on and off the field. What do you think makes a good leader, and how can players become better teammates and leaders?
Well, number 1 is figure out how to be a servant leader, boys. So if you show up and you're not thinking about yourself and you're thinking about your teammates and how you can uplift your teammates, that's really important. In Banana Land, we have what you call foxhole members. And so what we ask every one of our players is, who are the 3 foxhole guys that you have on the teams or in the organization? And what a foxhole guy is a guy that you trust in any situation that like, hey, if I can call this guy and I need anything, this guy's going to be there. Or this is the guy that I can trust no matter what, because he shows up every single day. He's the same guy every single day. So the best thing as the leader is going to be showing up, and it's okay to have emotions, but not be emotional, right? And so things aren't going to go perfect all the time. You got to show up, you got to be there for your people, you got to think about serving each other, you got to think about giving your time. And as a leader, you're going to be observing and you're going to be listening to what's happening. And so we have a saying in Banana Land is listen carefully and respond creatively. So I think a cool thing on a leadership opportunity is, if you're in a locker room like I am and you've got 30 players in this locker room, everybody's going to be talking about what they love, food, drinks, any of those things. So if you can listen carefully and come up with creative gifts for them randomly, it's like random acts of kindness, you're going to build a ton of trust. And I think that's the biggest thing on that leadership piece. People are looking for people that they can trust, people that are going to show up every day and be the same guy and not have a roller coaster of emotions. So be the same guy, figure out how to be a foxhole guy, boys.
Yep. Okay. Let's talk about bet on yourself.
Yeah.
How'd you get the inspiration to start that? We love seeing the players that you've chosen to receive the gloves and their stories. It's very inspiring.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for asking. Well, bet on yourself is kind of my journey in coaching. And so on Twitter, 2019, I wrote my coaching story there and It's basically me betting on myself for a long time, chasing my dream. The only thing I've ever wanted to do is coach baseball, and I wanted to do it to the best of my ability. I wanted to do it at the highest level, and it takes a lot of time and effort and work. And literally, like I told you guys earlier, I love going to the baseball field, right? And so, like, this isn't work for me. It's what I really love to do and what I want to do every single day. And so, the bet on yourself came from 2017. I set my life goal to have a positive impact on 1 million people. 2019, I told that story about betting on myself and coaching for a long time. And then in 2023, as we went on tour, I created these Bet on Yourself shirts. And on the back of these shirts, there is a serial number. And each shirt is unique and numbered to the individual that buys the shirt. And each shirt, the proceeds of the shirt, go into basically a pot of money that all goes to baseball gloves as we go on tour. And then we find youth baseball players that have had to overcome some adversities and maybe need to be uplifted a little bit, but that are great teammates. And we give those gloves away on tour. We gave over 20 gloves away on tour this year. So it's a special initiative, but it's just trying to inspire others. And as you guys are leaders, that's what we're trying to do, is bet on ourselves and get other people to buy in to bet on themselves in their life journey.
Where I live, fun baseball isn't normal. There's a lot of focus on winning over everything else. Maybe that will change after you guys play here in February. I get laughed at a lot by doing dances, well, at the plate. What are some ways to stay confident and have positive attitude when facing negative comments? And how can kids handle criticism and stay true to who they are?
Yeah, you just got to bet on yourself, man. You got to believe in who you are. You got to keep having fun. There's always going to be critics out there. So, Riley, what I'd recommend is there's a old poem by a former president that is called The Man in the Arena. And so I want you to go research that. I want you to Google that poem, and I want you to print it off, and I want you to read it every day. And what that poem talks about is there's always going to be people in the stands or around, and they might be negative or critics to your journey, your personal journey. But the thing is, man, this is only your journey, man. This is your journey. So you got to live it how you want to and not worry about all those naysayers. With the Bananas, we've got a lot of naysayers. We got a lot of critics, but we believe in what we're doing because we are truly focused on the fan and making the best product, making the greatest show in sports based on people and impacting people. And so when you put the focus of impacting people on everything else, man, don't worry about those naysayers. So just keep focused on yourself. You're the man in the arena, dude. So just keep fighting your fight. Don't worry about all those other naysayers, buddy.
Yeah, for me, I just ignore it really easily, but some other kids that do also try to have fun get that and get brung down by it. So just for the people like that, I'll definitely tell them.
Yep, man in the arena.
Great advice so far. That was amazing.
Hmm.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, boys. This has been fun. You guys are doing a great job.
Thanks. Time for a little segment we like to call home run or strikeout. We're gonna ask you a series of topics, and you're gonna decide if they're a home run or strikeout.
Okay. You got it.
Socks with slides.
Socks or slides?
With slides.
Oh, socks with slides. Home run.
Hmm.
Early morning practices,
How early?
like 7.
7 a.m.
Yeah,
Strike.
Like 8, like 7 to 9. Early practice.
Strike out. But let me give you a story. We used to have morning weights at 4:30 in the morning when I was at Seminole. We would lift for an hour, and our coach always told us one thing: you're gonna get more done in one day before anybody else even wakes up. So I'm a big believer on waking up, boys, early and kicking the day's butt really early. I always talk about winning the day, and I think if you can beat everybody up, you got a good chance at dominating everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Eggnog.
Strikeout. See ya.
Youth travel sports.
Yeah, home run from we all need it. Absolutely. Like I think there's pros and cons to all of it. I'll tell you this though, boys. Growing up, your age, I wanted to play baseball every weekend. So I didn't mind traveling and going to play tournaments and playing a bunch of games. I think some kids need a little bit less. I think the cost of travel ball is a strikeout. So we're trying to be the other version of that with our banana ball U tournaments in the future. So pros and cons, but playing ball is always good, better than doing nothing.
Yeah, me and Riley can't wait for the next Banana Ball Eight tournament.
Heck yeah, boys. It's in the works, boys. So give it a couple months. There'll be some information coming out.
I struck out the side in 4 minutes in one of the games.
You did?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dang. Well, we need a lot more of that for the next banana ball U tournament. So hopefully we'll see you guys there.
You will.
And just saying in general, you guys did a really, really good job at the youth tournament, and it was really cool. We played so much better without the pressure and the negative things. It was cool how we were like able to dance, have fun, and do whatever we wanted instead of having a rough environment playing these teams that have no fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. We want to keep it fun, boys, and you guys did that, man. You guys bought into it. You guys brought the energy, and man, you guys killed it. So thank you guys for buying in and bringing all those ideas and dance moves, boys.
The only bad thing about it, one of the team's fans, they tackled a kid and threw a glove at a kid
What?
to make him not catch a foul ball.
Yeah, we can't be doing that. I didn't know that happened.
I think the parents should have to do a trick play to catch it.
I believe that too. Are you talking about on foul balls? You're talking about on foul ball catches? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, that's a good idea right there, Bryson. Maybe if there's a fan catch out, it has to be a trick play in Little League Baseball in the
Yeah,
Banana Ball Youth tournaments. I'm gonna bring that idea up, Riley. Bryson. That is a phenomenal idea, Bryson. I'm gonna see how that goes.
Yeah,
yeah,
because when we were there, kids and adults were just pushing each other, trying to catch everything. And in final games, there was a bunch of like parents trying to catch the foul balls.
Yeah.
And we went to the final, so we saw it all. We saw it all happen. And
Yeah.
we went to showdowns, so
yeah,
one of the last games. So everyone was going like all out trying to get the kids out. But yeah, what Bryson said, the trick play would make it so a little bit harder. So it would not be a whole entire game of getting foul outs.
yeah.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Our first game, our first game, it went to 4 showdowns. It's crazy.
Dang, four.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of those. They were impressive, boys. They were awesome. I had a ton of fun watching you guys try to win those showdowns.
If you guys ever need an ump for one of the games, you should pick Blue. He was
Yeah, that dude
I,
can dance a little
but
bit, huh?
that was there. He was the
What do
fun.
what do you do that was so great? Tell me some details.
He can do backflips. He dresses like Luigi. He can. He's a pretty good dancer.
Yeah. Those are phenomenal. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a great job.
He follows all the banana ball principles.
That's right. That's right. I love it. We'll look into it.
Okay.
Roller coasters.
Strikeout. See ya. I'm not a Six Flag fan, boys. I have been skydiving though before. Hawaii skydiving 14,000 feet, and it was awesome. But roller coasters, not my cup of tea, boys.
I love roller coasters. They're like my favorite thing.
I like some of them.
Um, so it was funny because when we went to Ohio for the youth tournament, my whole team were there. So we all got on Millennium Force at the same time. And it was like the full cart of my team going on the roller coaster. Sorry. And it was just funny. It was like a full cart of us and we were all a team. And that was really cool.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah. Christmas music.
Country music. So strike out for me.
My dad says once it hits December, we can play Christmas music.
I love that. Yeah, I don't mind it. My wife's jamming to it 24/7 right now at the house. So
Yeah.
Tent camping.
oh, no brainer. No brainer. Love going out in the middle of nowhere, bonfire, just getting after it, cooking, cutting your own pieces of wood. That's legit. I'm all in tent camping.
Yeah. So my dad owns a hunting property in Georgia. Me and my brother came with him 2 weekends ago. And so my dad said if I see a buck I can shoot it.
Heck yeah.
Sadly I didn't see one.
Oh, well, you just got to keep going. You got to be patient and
Well,
keep
I did,
showing up.
I saw a couple, but one was like a 3-pointer and
Yeah.
one had one horn.
Just one, huh? That was a unicorn. You saw a unicorn. That's awesome, man. We've got a bunch of deer hunters around here. My back home in Oklahoma, we hunt on our land too. And when I went back home, there was actually a couple deer in our front yard just running around. So
Yeah.
cool.
We have forest right behind our yard, right behind our house, so there's deer always in front of our yard.
Love it.
Yeah. Eggs for dinner.
Oh yeah, cowboy dinner. I'm all in for some breakfast at dinner. I love eggs, omelet every once in a while, sausage. The unique thing that nobody gets very much is smoked salmon with their breakfast. That's little slices of smoked salmon. That's legit.
Before we end tonight, we want to give you an award based on what we love about you.
Okay.
We would like to give you the Bet on Yourself Mentorship Award. This recognizes your dedication to helping athletes grow in both their sport and as individuals. Your ability to inspire players to be their best on and off the field reflects your belief that a team's strength comes from embracing the diversity of its players. By supporting their skill, development, and personal growth, you ensure that each athlete feels valued and empowered by their journey.
What
Well,
sets you apart is your belief in the power of being yourself. You show players to embrace what makes them special, knowing that betting on yourself leads to success. Through your guidance, athletes improve as players and as people, learning to balance hard work with self-expression. Your impact is measured in the lives you've transformed, the individuals you've helped grow, and the youth who want to grow up and play for you one day, like us.
well, you guys are the best. That's a legit award. Thank you guys. I humbly will accept it since you guys are awesome and you're wearing a cowboy hat and a bananas hat. I'm fired up to see you guys at camp in the next tournament. And yeah, thank you guys. You guys are the best, and you guys are the next wave of those banana ball players. So keep up the good work.
All right, time to flip the script. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, who's your favorite banana ball players?
Andy Archer, Rack, Ryan Cox, Reese. I'm probably just gonna name all the bananas players.
All right,
I'm gonna go.
number one, Andy Archer, or what?
Yeah.
All right, I like Andy too. He's an energy giver.
Oh
All right,
yeah.
Riley, who do you got?
I'll go top 5 bananas right now.
Okay.
Rack, Andy, Dalton,
Hey,
KJ.
you threw KJ in there, huh? KJ's a new banana.
Huh?
Did you guys get to meet KJ on the cruise?
Yeah.
I've been really wanting his jersey.
Yeah.
Need it. I'm gonna go to party animals for now. Tanner, Chase, Bam Bam, Jake Skull, Taj Porter, Jason Swan, Ginger and I'm just gonna name party animals at this
Oh,
point.
you know them all. You know them all.
Yeah,
Tell me
He's-
this. What's your favorite trick play ever in Banana Ball?
my favorite. My favorite in the outfield is the Reese's tornado catch or Dear Meadows bare hand backflip.
Heck yeah. What do you got, Riley?
I would go outfield, um, same as Bryson. Infield, I like Ryan Cox trick plays.
Oh, yeah, his is the
Ninja
best.
Ninja pulls out crazy ones at second.
Uh, what about your favorite pitcher? Who's your favorite pitcher?
And
Who's
yard.
On Bananas, Andy. On Party Animals, Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Yeah, Bam Bam for party animals.
Did you guys get to spend some time with Bam Bam on the cruise?
Yeah, I'll go with him. Actually, I brought Andy to yoga when actually Bill was there.
Tell me about the cruise, boys. What was your favorite part of the cruise?
I really liked the show.
Yeah, the show was pretty good, huh? What about you, Riley?
I could say the worst part's ending it because that was the best 4 days of my life.
Yeah,
That's what I like to hear.
spring break. I don't think I can do it though. It's not going to be the same.
I would probably say either bracelet making was fun, trick play competitions,
Yep.
and the nail painting, and the trivia, and the karaoke.
I love it. Tell your friends. We'll probably do it again in the future, hopefully on a bigger boat with more fans too.
Mm.
Well, thank you guys for
Maybe you guys,
heck yeah. Cool boys.
before we sign off, what would be one thing you would want to tell your 10-year-old self?
My 10-year-old self. My 10-year-old self. Have more fun. I took a lot of things very seriously, and so I wanted to win all the time, and I beat up a lot of walls and fences along that route, and I didn't win any of those battles. My hand hurt a lot because of those. So, yeah, have more fun. Enjoy it. Live in the moment a little bit more. That'd be the best piece of advice.
A huge thank you to Coach Tyler Gillum for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate you spending time with us.
Heck yeah, boys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great
Thank
advice.
Having me. And I can't wait to see you guys at a next Banana Ball game in 2025 and then the Banana Ball tournament. So keep working on those trick plays, boys. I want to see some videos of those trick plays.
We'll post some.
Heck
This is
yeah.
Bryson.
And Riley,
Thank you for joining us for this episode, and until next time.
think about what kind of kid you want to be. Thank you.
Boom. Good job, boys.
Peace.
Great advice. You got you on the show.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you guys, man. I'm inspired by you guys doing this podcast and asking those questions and going back and forth. It's going to be a great skill that you guys learn as you continue getting older.
Mm.
Maybe you could start a podcast and call it Bet on Yourself.
You know what, man? There has been some talk of me starting a podcast called Bet on Yourself Podcast. So we'll see what happens, boys.